Brian Marshall, I know you've been going through the numbers as we have. What's the number that stands out here for you?
Sure. The number that stands out for me, Carol, is definitely the top line and the bottom line. Again, looking at it holistically, I think Apple did a phenomenal job. If you want to drill down into the unit numbers, I mean, clearly the iPhone numbers were off the charts, more than 2 million higher than what I was expecting. I think Macs were kind of in line at about 3.8. And then finally, on the negative side, iPods came in a little bit less than people were expecting. And then, kind of the real negative surprise, I think, was the lower than expected iPad numbers at 4.7 million. So altogether, looking at it from a high level, very solid results. I think their trends continue to do very well.
I mean, anything in here to change your outlook on the company? You sound rather, pretty upbeat here.
Yeah, no, it doesn't look like it at all. I think, if you look at guidance, they're kind of inferring that gross margins are going to be pretty conservative for the June quarter, and that's due to the component issues that we're seeing out of Japan, obviously. And so we'll hear more about that on the conference call in about 30 minutes. But at the end of the day, I think it looks pretty good.
Hey, Brian, it's Julie here. I am curious if we can talk a little bit more about that iPad number. I mean, is this just a matter of Apple making enough of the things? It doesn't seem like, as I was saying, that there is a concern about end market demand.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I was expecting 5.3 million units, which is about 1 million below street expectations of 6.3, but they still were even below our numbers. So I think what's going on here is we do have a situation where demand far exceeds supply, and they just can't make them as quickly as enough. So I think people have kind of gotten over their skis a little bit in terms of forecasting this business line. But I think as they tweak their production runs, I think we'll see the iPad do extremely well this year, and I'm forecasting 30 million units for the year, and I think it could be higher than that.
Brian, my producer just emailed me, Jonah. He just said those iPhones, they're selling 200,000 a day. I mean, is that just wild or what?
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, they clearly are demonstrating that they have the best product out there from a smartphone perspective, and people are buying them pretty aggressively.
You've got a target price of $400 on Apple right now. It's trading at $342. How quickly do we get there? What's the catalyst? Is it just more earnings releases like this?
I think so. Yeah, it's just continuation of blowing out the numbers, and numbers will keep trekking higher. And once we get to high 20, I'm currently at $24.50 for the year.
Right.
I got to take a look at where that goes now. But at the end of the day, I think numbers are moving forward across the board, and it's going to be, I think the second half of the year is going to be very good for the company.
Got to run. Brian, thank you so much. Brian Marshall, he's going to be a busy guy tonight going through those numbers, getting out his next research report. We appreciate that, breaking down those Apple numbers.